Hey, what's up guys? It's Foster from SubiSpeed, and as you can see here, we've got the ETS intake that we're going to be installing on our 2022 WRX, and I've also got a special giveaway in this video that you're not going to want to miss out on. All right, let's talk about that giveaway. As some of you may have noticed, we recently hit 100,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. This is a huge milestone and a long time coming, so thank you so much for the support over the years. Whether you're a new subscriber or you've been watching the content for a while, it really does mean a lot. And I know Kevin's worked hard for this goal, putting out a bunch of videos for you guys, and I will continue to do that, so thank you so much for supporting the content. As a way to celebrate this milestone, we're going to be doing a giveaway of 3 gift cards, a $500 gift card, and 2 $100 gift cards, as well as a limited run of these skateboard decks. So we've got an STI print on the back of these skateboard decks. They haven't arrived yet, so this is a blank just to show you an example, and we'll be sending these out with the giveaway winners as well. So let's talk about what you guys have to do to win. All we want you to do is, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel, give this video a like, and comment down below what type of content you guys like to watch on the channel, and we'll be picking 3 lucky winners. If you guys don't win on YouTube, we're also doing a giveaway on Instagram as well, so make sure you go check that out.
All right, with that out of the way, let's get started with the install. Use a flathead screwdriver to remove the pop clips that are holding on your stock intake.
Then you should be able to pull it away from the airbox and it should come free.
There's a little 10mm nut that's holding on the airbox. Just use a ratchet and remove that. Now we can unplug this mass airflow sensor connector as well. For this next step, you're going to need a ratchet with a whole bunch of extensions because there's 2 10mm bolts that are securing the airbox to the engine bay. Keep that flathead screwdriver handy because you're going to need to remove this clamp that connects to the intake tube as well. With everything loose, you should be able to disconnect that stock airbox. Remove the pop clips that are holding on the plastic under tray, and that's going to give us access to the turbo inlet so we can complete this installation. From underneath the car, you can access this bracket that's holding on this intake tube. I'm going to use a 10mm on an impact gun, and we're going to blast it off. Go ahead and loosen the clamp that's holding on the intake tube to the turbo inlet. Now you should be able to wiggle this tube off of the turbo inlet. I've got the coupler already attached to the intake tube just to make our lives a little bit easier. And we can go ahead and slide that coupler on the turbo inlet, just like so. Now pay attention to the orientation. It does matter. You want to have this ETS 45-degree coupler at this specific angle so that the ETS writing is facing the front of the car, and that's going to make sure that your intake tube is exactly lined up where you want it. Then you can slide your worm clamp onto the turbo inlet and tighten it down. Moving back up top to the engine bay, there's a 12mm bolt that holds this intake tube in place. Get it started by hand, and then you can tighten it down with a wrench. Next, we can install the coupler that attaches the intake tube to your velocity stack. Slide that in place, and then go ahead and tighten down that worm clamp with a flathead screwdriver. Now we can install the velocity stack. Before you do that, you want to transfer over your mass airflow sensor and pay attention to the orientation of these arrows. You want to get those lined up properly, otherwise your car's not going to run right. Then you can slide it into your coupler and tighten down the worm clamp. With the velocity stack installed, the next step is to plug in that mass airflow sensor. Once you hear the click, you know you got it hooked up. Now we can install this absolutely ginormous air filter on the velocity stack. If you can't get your worm clamp tight enough, use a 5/16 nut driver, and that should do the trick to get it plenty tight. So So we opted for the optional air box, which I would recommend. It's gonna keep hot engine bay temps out of your intake. But in order to install this, there's a small bracket that we need to install first. So you have to remove this 10mm bolt, and that's gonna give a mounting point for the optional air box. All right, let's install that air box now that we got the bracket in place. It should line up with the holes on the frame rail as well as this bracket that you just installed. I found it's easiest to get this bolt on the frame rail started by hand and then use your big extension to tighten it down. One thing I really like about this ETS intake is it's compatible with your OEM air scoop, so you can slide that back into place and then install your pop clips. And that is pretty much it for the installation of this ETS intake. I really like the fact that this has an OEM Plus look to it. It's really stealthy, and most people probably wouldn't even tell that you put an intake on your WRX, so I really like that about this ETS intake. Obviously, if you guys took off your under tray, make sure that you get all that stuff buttoned back up as well. And of course, I'm not gonna leave you hanging without a sound clip, so let me go ahead and start up the car and I can show you guys what it sounds like.
All right, that pretty much does it for this video. I hope you guys like watching me install the ETS intake on our brand new 2022 WRX. As you can see, it's got a really sleek look to it, and it has some really cool induction noises too, so I think this is definitely a product worth considering if you guys also have a 2022 WRX. I will put a link in the description down below where you can find this product on the SubiSpeed website. And if you like these videos, don't forget to give us a like and hit subscribe to our YouTube channel. With all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.